All right. So again, welcome. Welcome to how I create my destination videos. I am Jania Ashay. I know that my name has an I, so sometimes I get Jania, but my name is Jania Ashay. I am a media content specialist. I Where do I begin? I'll just give a short synopsis before I dive right in, because again, I don't plan on keeping you long. Basically, I started just whenever I was going on fam trips. I just started recording. It was one specific fam trip that I went on, and I was the youngest. I was one of the youngest ones who were on there. And you know, if you guys have ever had the opportunity to be on a fam trip, you know that things are fast. You're going to a new resort and you are there for only like 30 minutes to an hour. And please let me know if it's echoing, like if the audio is good, because I want to make sure that it's not echoing from my phone, because I got to be logged in on both of them so we can be able to, do what we came here to do. But basically, being on that fam trip, we were going in and out of all of these different fam trips. These different resorts, and people would be taking pictures, and moving on. And I don't even know what really told me to start recording, but I will always stay back and I would just take my time and do my recording, and then I would come home and put it all together. And then I would just share those videos with people, just different clients and just different sorts of people. And it's crazy because while I was on that fam trip, a lot of people would respond. They were like, "Why are you taking so long?" Not in a mean, malicious way, but just, "Why are you taking so long? You know, what are you doing?" And I was telling them that I would be recording, but it wasn't until later when I made the video and then I sent it to them, they were like, "Okay, now we understand what you were doing. You were creating a masterpiece," because they truly are masterpieces. They're super duper easy. So I'm super duper ready to dive right in. The number one thing that I want you guys to remember before we go through everything is that obviously this might seem a little overwhelming the first time you hear it, but I pinky promise that it's not hard. Majority of the time I make my videos in one setting, but you do not have to do that at all. You know, there's different stages, so you can sit down, do a little bit, come the next time, do a little bit more. There's really no rush. I would just suggest you to do it within probably the first week that you get back, while you still have people's attention. So with that being said, again, don't get overwhelmed by this. Don't go logging out because it's just too much, because it's not too much. Of course, when you learn something new, sometimes it just seems like it's a lot. So don't get overwhelmed. I have a lot of resources for you also that will help you along the way for when I'm not here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to act as though you're Jania. You just went to Jamaica. You stayed at the Hyatt Ziva. And no, you didn't let me get my scenario together. We didn't go yet. We're about to go, because we're going to go through my entire thought process that I go through when I'm making these videos. So again, you can feel free to take notes if you like, but I also have some nuggets, some good things for you guys later that I'll show you that'll be able to help you when I'm not there. So we're going to Jamaica, everybody. Woo! Everybody who's on here, we are going to Jamaica, and we're going next week, okay? Oh, you just got back from a fam, so yes, hopefully you got content and you'll be able to use it. So we're going to Jamaica. All right, so going to my, just remember, this is a process. Take your time, don't get overwhelmed. So the first thing I like to do is put myself in. So I'm going to talk first, and then I'm going to share my screen, and I'm literally showing you how to make these videos. So before we go, just in my thought process of what are my clients going to want to see at the end of the day? What are they going to want to see in the video? Okay, what are they going to want to hear? Because of course, if you guys have taken the time to check out my YouTube channel, which is Jania Ashay, go subscribe. But basically, what are these people who are viewing? What are they wanting to know? We know that they're going to want to know restaurants. We know that they're going to want to see the aesthetically pleasing different places. We know that they're going to want to see the lobby. We know that they're going to want to see the rooms. We know that they're going to see some restaurants. So already in our brains, we know these are some things that they're going to want to see. So we got to put it in our brain. These are things that we're going to want to record. Again, there's different steps. The first step is the thought process. What am I going to do? Then there's the getting there and getting the content. And then the voiceovers that I don't do those until I get back. Okay, because then that's just too much while you're there. Once you get back, you can sit down, figure out what you're going to say, create the script, and then do the voiceover. But don't let me get ahead of myself. So we know that we're gone. We know these different type of things that we're going to have to record. Now we have to remember and put in our brain, we are all travel agents. I would believe that everybody who is watching this right now is a travel agent, or at least wanting to be one. So when you're on this fam trip or you're on vacation, you're going to have the thought of, this day I'm going to leave my phone. I'm not going to take it with me. I'm going to leave it in my room. From now on, that can't really be too much of a thing, unless there's a day that you don't have your phone the entire first half of the day. And then for dinner, you take it and you take a whole bunch of pictures. We are blessed to have a job that is both work and play. So remember, you can always take your videos, take your pictures, and then put the phone away. But you never want to be in a place to where something immaculate, something amazing is happening on the resort, and you don't have your phone to document it and show your clients. Maybe, I don't know, there's a famous person, but normally when that happens, I've never met a famous person. Actually, there was one at a resort before. But anyways, normally, you're not allowed to post stuff like that. They don't want you to show. But just think of any time that you've been on vacation or you've been somewhere and something happened and you were able to record it and you're like, wow, I'm so happy I get to share this. Like, how cool is it that I have this content and I can share this with my clients? So that's why there really shouldn't be too many times that you don't have your phone when you're on your fam trip or you're on your vacation. Okay, so we're about to go. We know what we know a couple of things that we're going to record, because of course this is just scratch. We're just writing a few things that we think. Once we get there, especially if this is our first time at a resort and we see the amazing things and we're like, oh, I know what I need to be recording. Okay, so we've packed our bags, we've got everything together. Now we've left. We are here. We just got off the flight. Okay. Some people are able to schedule site inspections before they go. If you're able to do that, do it. Reach out to the BDM or just anybody who to be able to share with them. I'm coming to Jamaica from July 17th to the 24th, and I would love to have a site inspection. If you don't, get in touch with them before you go. That's still okay. Once I get there, once you're checking in, just ask, is there somebody who can take me around and give me a tour? Okay. Oops. I'm so sorry. Who can give me a tour? Okay. Now, when I went to Jamaica this past time, I did this and it was a little hard getting someone. So just think about it. It's kind of last minute, especially if you're on the weekend. Majority of the people who are like higher up, they might not be there during the weekend, so they might not be able to do that. Hope and pray that they're able to pencil you in. They told us Sunday at 11 o'clock, meet us in the lobby and I'll take you around and I'll give you a tour. If you're not able to do that, baby, you are doing the tour on your own. You're giving yourself a tour, and that is perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The plus about having somebody walk you around and give you the tour is they're explaining things. They're explaining the different good things about the different restaurants or the different rooms, or maybe stuff that you don't know or that doesn't come up when you first research the resort. So just good things that you're able to note down to be able to put into your voiceover later when you make the recording, because you have to remember there's two parts to the video. There's the video, the footage, and then there's also the audio, the things that you're explaining during the video. You want to be able to put those together. That's when you get your masterpiece. Okay, so let's say we've asked Suzanne and she's able to give us a site inspection. Okay, great. So now when we meet her and we do it, we're just going and we're recording. We're taking our time. This is how I'm holding my phone. Steady, slow and steady, and I'm walking slowly. The slower the better, because we can always record, and I'll show that in a second once we start actually editing. So I'm going around and I'm taking my time, showing all the amazing things that the resort has to offer. I'm just walking. Let's imagine that I'm walking down like I'm in the lobby maybe. You want to go slow. You're showing around. If you are planning on putting it on YouTube, you want to make sure it's horizontal. It has to be horizontal for YouTube, okay? When it's vertical, it doesn't really fit correctly on YouTube. So if you're planning on having your YouTube channel and you want to put videos on there, make sure you're doing it horizontal. We're taking our time, we're walking, we're just going around. It doesn't matter what's going on in the background, if you're talking to somebody or people are being loud, because we're going to take all of that audio out and all you're going to be able to hear is me and the music if I choose to put music on there, okay? So we're walking around, we're recording, and we're taking our time with Suzanne, who's scheduled us a site inspection, okay? Say we don't get that site inspection. That's when you really, really have to be carrying your phone at all times. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know what you're going to come across. You never know what's going to be happening. So you just always want to have it. You just always want to be able to just pull out and again, recording like this. This is any phone that you have. This is on your phone that you might be watching on, unless you're on a desktop right now. You're just recording like this. This is like my number one. If you don't remember anything else, we're recording like this, both hands, okay? They do have gimbals and things out that you can purchase and be able to put your phone in. That'll help you with stability if maybe your hands are a little shaky. So you can buy one of those that'll help you. Otherwise, that double lock in, remember a double lock on the phone while you're recording, okay? So we're just going around. Anytime when we try a new restaurant, I'm recording that restaurant. When I'm going to the pool that day. And it doesn't need to be long. It doesn't need to be long, just long enough to where you feel like, okay, I can talk behind this. And even if you can't talk behind it, some is just good B-roll. You know, if I'm walking in the lobby, maybe I'm not talking about the lobby, maybe I'm talking about something. The more content, the better. The more content, the better. Because unfortunately, as travel agents, the majority of the time, we can't just go straight back. Like, you know what? I need to go back to Jamaica tomorrow because I didn't get enough footage. Normally that doesn't happen. So the more, you don't have to use it all. You do not have to use it all, but the more, the better. The more, the better. The more, the better. Okay? Start button, figure out where you want to stand the storage. Okay, something else that you want to make sure that you're figuring out before you go is your storage. You want to make sure that if your phone is about to be up on storage, you want to make sure that you're looking into other resources to be able to store your videos, because these are videos, so they take a little bit of storage. So you have things like Google Drive, or if you have an iPhone and you want to get extra space. But of course, once you make these videos, you can delete them or you can save them, which is what I suggest, because you can always recycle them over, but we can talk about that later. So with that being said, now we're back, okay? Okay, I'm going to turn my video off because now it's time. Now it is time, guys, okay? Let's do some editing, okay? It says that only, give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so I have to, for me to be able to share my screen on my phone, I have to allow participants to share their screen. So I'm asking you, please don't share your screen while I'm teaching. Because if I share my screen, then you share your screen, then it's just gonna be all wacky, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen and you guys just sit back and watch. This is gonna be a recording. Again, before we get started, do not get overwhelmed, okay? Do not get overwhelmed, okay? All right. All right, so here is the app. It's called VN, okay? The letters VN, that's all, just the letters VN. And I did check because I have an iPhone and it is, you are able to use it on Android. So if you do not have an iPhone, that's perfectly okay. So if you see down at the bottom, these are all of the videos that I've created. I haven't posted all of them, but these are all, if you can see, you see Majestic Mirage in there. You can see Dreams Macau in there. And all of them I didn't name. Some of these I've created and I've made TikToks out of them. Okay, let me see. Is there one that I can show, that ones that are short, like this one? But let me not get ahead of myself. So we just got back and let's do this. So at the bottom, if you see that plus, hopefully you can see that plus at the bottom. That's what we're clicking in that square. Clicking that, and then we see new project. Click the new project, and here's all of our videos that we just took. So my mom actually just got back from Breathless, okay? So let's actually just act like we just got back from Breathless. That's what all of these videos right here are. If you click the actual video, you see how there are arrows in the corner. If you click that, then thank you. Hola. Hola, I would like one too.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Magnifico, great, super, wonderful.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you see in that top right corner, there's a circle. There's a circle, and again, I have resources to where some people are not always visual learners, so I have resources if maybe, you know, if me putting these steps down on paper or typing them out is better for you, I also have that. So again, don't get overwhelmed. So that circle up in the top is kind of, you can't really see it too well, but it's up in the top right corner. But when you click it, can you see that? I'm saying, yes, I want to use this, this video. All right, I want to use that one. I want to use this food. What else do I want to use? These dancers over here. So all I'm doing, you can either just click the circle, or if you're like, I can't even remember what that video is, that's when you can extend it. Okay, well, this is a boomerang, so I don't want to use that. I only want to use horizontal videos if I am making a YouTube video. If you're just sending these to your clients or anything like that, that's okay. And if you do vertical videos, all hope is not lost. We can still use it. You know what? Let's go ahead and choose a vertical video so you can see what it'll look like and why I'm saying, okay? So that's just them having fun. I'll click that one so you guys can see. Here's the lobby. I'll click that one, and here's the room. So you can see at the bottom, all of the videos that I wanted have been selected down there. If I say, oh, I don't want that one anymore, all I have to do is click that X. You can click over here and click photos, and then there's all kinds of photos that you have. And then there's all, if you want to look at everything together. But the videos, I have all of the ones that I want to use. So I'm going to click that blue arrow, and there we go. It puts all of them together. Here is our canvas. This is what our canvas looks like. Let's dive in, okay? So if you can see that music note right in the middle of the screen under the play button, that's where we'll do our music. Music should be done first. I suggest that music should be done first. If you do the voiceover first and then you do the music, it gets a little messy. So if you take any tips from me, do the music first, okay? So you click that music note, and you see down, we have music, we have sound FX, and then we have record. So music obviously is music. Sound FX is if you want to crash, boom, pow, anything like that in your video, like maybe a laugh or something, anything like that that you want to add in. I don't add anything in those. In our specific type of videos, you probably won't need something like that. So that's what the sound FX is. And then the record, we'll get back to the record later because of course the voiceover is the last thing, okay? So in our mind, we're just doing a video for Breathless altogether. Because, you know, you can do a video on their restaurants. You can do it on just their pools. If they have a whole bunch of pools and they're all different and they're real cool, or if you're able to see multiple rooms, you can do a video that's just on the room. But right now, we're just going to act like this is one that's talking about the entire Breathless as a whole, giving a tour and giving your review, okay? So we click music, and they have different music to choose from. If you plan on putting this video on YouTube, you have to have music that is not copyrighted, okay? Or you could put your video up on YouTube and they'll say, oh, this is a song from Carrie Underwood, and that's obviously copyrighted, so you would get in trouble for that, for YouTube. So if you're using this app, I wouldn't even worry about trying to find the perfect song by Carrie Underwood or someone else. Just use the music in here because it'll be easier for you. So you'll just click. Ooh, they have some for vlogs. You can click it and it'll play. That's kind of slow. We don't want that one. Well, all of these probably are a little slow. Okay, so those are some vlog songs. We got some pop songs. Okay, you got some dynamic. These are. There was one they had that was pretty intense. That sounded intense to me. So if I say, ooh, this is a serious video, I want to go ahead and use this one. I just click use, and then this is what comes up, okay? So if you don't want to use the full thing, we can go like that. Normally you're going to use the full song. I've never ever just did only, I've never used this type of thing. I use the whole song, and then if I want to crop some out, I just crop it out later, okay? So there's the volume. You want it louder, you want it quieter. Normally, if you're going to have music in the background, I would say have it quietly, like on 3%, like very, very quietly. But again, you do not have to use music. That's just kind of my thing, you know. I really like having music to make people feel a little more chill in the background. And you can use the same song over and over again. You can have it fade in, fade out, okay? And then all you do is click the check at the bottom. Say this is a song that I want to use for every single one of my videos. I can favorite it at the top. So then every time I come, I can go to my favorites and it'll be right there, okay? It didn't save. So we're going to use this one. This is perfect. This is fine. Click the check, and there it is. You can see it's purple. Okay. And this is a short song. That is a very short song. Normally they would stretch longer. Okay. But that's okay. So that purple is your song. Actually, I do want to have a longer song so I can be able to. I'm creating all of this with you so you can literally see my entire process. Let's go back over to music. One of my favorite ones to use is, I like Eva and I like Smooth Jazz. Isn't that so, it's just so chill, you know, just relaxing. We're just chilling, just talking about the resort. So I pulled it all the way down to 3%, and there it is. You see how I said it's longer. That purple is your song, okay? When you click it, there's different things that you can do. Really, the only thing that you'll use is the volume. You can click the volume again if you want to go back to, you're like, no, that's too low. I want it higher. And then you see at the bottom, you can apply it to all. That way, if you have like, you put the song on there 3 times, you can apply to all. I want all to be exactly like this. I just want to stop here for 1 second to remind you, if this is, don't let this overwhelm you. This is your first time with this. It's your first time seeing it. So it's going to seem like a lot, but I promise you it's not. And again, I have the resources for you. So you'll be able to sit and do this on your own and you won't be feeling overwhelmed. Okay. So we have our music. As you can see, we can still hear the other video. So what you'll want to do is click this. And you'll probably want to do this first. So let's imagine that the music isn't here. I'm so sorry. Okay, I imagine we want to figure out what we're going to do with this sound, with the sound of all of these videos. We don't want that sound in the back. You know, maybe you do, and you can turn that sound down if you want to. You can have that in the background, but normally you don't want those types of songs. So what you'll do is click the one you want to work with. And then we have these things at the bottom. Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed. We're still together. Click the volume.
I'm good. How are you?
Magnifico.
We do not want to hear. You see how it says the video volume? We don't want that. And then what we can do is, again, at the bottom, it says apply to all. So you can just click that. So now all of them will be quiet. No sound. Okay. So maybe do that before you choose your song. Okay. So let me go back and put my song. I was on pop, I think, right? Yep. We said use it, pull it down to 3%. There we go. Now watch. Okay, see, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere. So we took the sound out and we put the new song that we want. Okay, now we'll put in some transitions because there's not really too much editing that you'll really have to do. Okay, so say I want this shorter. You see how I'm dragging this left and right? Okay. So maybe I want this, you know, in the beginning it was doing all that. I want to cut all that out and I want it to just start right when he starts. Okay, so I just chopped that out. What's the most beneficial about this app is if you can see right above the purple on the right-hand side. I wish I had one of those button things, you know, that I can circle stuff on the screen. You can click that and undo, or you can go forward. I have tried to use other apps for my videos and they didn't have a feature like that. And that would drive me insane. You know, if you accidentally chop the wrong kind of thing or just do the wrong kind of, maybe I chopped this in half and then I deleted the wrong thing. I can just undo and it'll be okay. All right, so keep that in mind. You have those arrows so where if you mess up, you can go back. Okay, so we have our music, we have our videos, and you can see here, this is a vertical video. So you see how that looks different. It's still okay. I think they do a good job of making it to where, because you know how sometimes when you're watching YouTube videos, how it's blurry on the side for this one, it might be black. So I think that it looks super cool how they have it blurred like that. So if you have one, it's okay. It's all right. If you want to still use it, if it's something that you're like, no, my clients need to see this, you can still include that in there. Okay. How do you undo again? Just those right. I wish I could circle for you. But right over the where it says add music on the right hand, you see how there's an arrow that goes to the right and then an arrow that goes to the left? Right there. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the undo would be the one that faces the left. And then the redo would be the face to the right to say, hey, put that back, put that back. I actually like it. Okay. That's definitely something that you want to remember. Thank you so much for that question. Okay. So now let's continue on. Let's look at the bottom and let's look at all of these different things. Yes, you're welcome. These things down at the bottom that you can use. Now, I don't use all of these, so don't think, what am I going to do? No, I don't use all of them. The first one says template, and to be honest, I don't even know what that is. So I guess you can use something. This is cool. I've never used this before, but this is cool. Maybe you want to use one of these templates, but we're not going to do that because we are starting fresh. Okay. So there's the templates. The next one is filter. There's millions of filters. There's so many, but I do not suggest you use too many filters. It would be one thing if we were having maybe a regular travel vlog or a makeup vlog or I don't know, something else, but we are trying to show our clients what these resorts look like. So we don't really want to alter reality, if that makes sense. Now, if you want to use one that kind of makes the colors pop a little bit, maybe that's a thing, you know, but I wouldn't do like a black and white, obviously, because you're not giving your client what they would see. You want to give them raw footage, okay? So that's what that one is. Filter, you can do different filters. For the vlog I just made, I went over to Polaroid, I think, just for the first video because I wanted to look like a movie or something. And then I went right back to the normal ones, okay? So that's what the filter is, speed. This is going to be one that you will use. So I told you when you're walking around and you're holding your phone the way that we said, horizontally with both hands, you want to walk slowly. When I first started doing these videos, that was one of the biggest constructive criticisms that I got from people, was that I was walking too fast. Now put yourself in my shoes, guys. It's a little awkward walking around the resort, recording. And of course, that's something that you are going to eventually have to get over, because that just is what we need to do. Obviously, if somebody is maybe having a private, intimate moment, I wouldn't record. Children, I try not to record. There are ways to where if a kid is running up, you can go to the right and let them run by, and the camera, people watching would not even know that that's what you're doing, but you're just trying to avoid putting this kid on there, because obviously that's kind of hard sometimes. But so the speed allows you to speed it up. Okay, so maybe you're walking way too slow. And you're like, okay, I want to quicken it up. I don't want my video to be so long. So I would click speed. This is wacky. Don't do this because that is hard. Okay, what I suggest you to do is click speed and go over to regular. Okay, that way I can go like this. Okay, I want it to be faster. Okay. I don't think that's fast enough. A bit faster. Okay, I think that's good. And of course, since I took the sound out, it looks kind of weird because we don't know what he's saying, and he has a mask on, so it looks like he's just waving his head all around. Or I can go slower. Maybe it's a dramatic moment. Maybe somebody's going down a slide. Ooh, he looks so suave. Ooh, that's cool. The way he walks over with the music like that. So I'm gonna leave it. Because I like that. I like that. That was cool. Okay, so that's what the speed is. You can, again, at the bottom, it says apply to all. If you want all of the videos to do this type of blank, okay? So that's what the speed is. You can make it faster. You can make it slower. That is super cool, okay? So we just made the speed for that one. We didn't click apply to all. So this one is still kind of fast. But think about that with the food. That's not something you really want to go extra slow on. So while I'm recording when I'm there, I went slow. But now that I'm back, I'm like, So I made that one faster. So the plus of it is, say I want to talk about the rooms and I'm doing a room video. We have this room video right here. Say I'm talking and I want to talk about the rooms and I want to talk about the VIP club, okay? So while it's going, I will be saying, this is what you get, blah, 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 blah. Well, your video might be too short and you have too much to say with the room. So what you can do is maybe slow it down, or you can always, start talking over the next video. It doesn't have to be precise to what I'm talking about is exactly what's being shown. No, you have that in your brain, throw it out right now, okay? So down at the bottom, we did the template, the filter, the speed, split. That is another one that you will use. If you say, you know what, right there, I want to split it, okay? And you see it was split in half. So then I can move it around if I want to, or maybe I want this video fast, but I want that video slow, but it was all the same video at first. So me splitting it allows me to do two separate things with them. So how he was talking in the beginning, when I made my breathless video, I wanted him, how he was talking to my mom and he said, hey, how are you doing today? I wanted that to be the opening of my video. So I chopped it in half to where that part, we could hear what he was saying. And then the second half of that video, the music started. Okay, so that's what that split will allow you to do, where this is still, obviously, while I'm playing, it looks like it's the same video, but technically, it's gonna go, now this is the second. Hopefully this is all making sense. Again, please do not be overwhelmed. You will have millions and millions of times to be able to go back and watch this with me. And you can even watch it while you're making your video. So you can create your video while I'm creating this one, okay? So down at the bottom, we did the template, we did the filter, we did the speed, we did the split, trim. I do not use, let's try it. I don't know anything about split. I can't tell you what to do with split. Oh, it stopped. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? All right. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, let's go back. So after, I don't know what the trim is at the bottom, FX, I'm not sure. But next we have the delete, which of course we will use often if I'm like, I don't want this. And can you see at the bottom where it's like whatever one is selected in yellow, that's what's being operated on. Keep that in mind, because say I want to chop the music at the top, I'll click that, okay? And you see how now it's up top, it's not down at the bottom. But when I exit out, it's yellow down there. So just remember, whatever one that is highlighted in yellow is the one that is being operated on, okay? All right. So then we have the delete, extract audio from video. That's when you can separate maybe you don't want the sound and you only want the video. But to make things easier, I just suggest you turn the volume down. And then you don't have to get into that. If you don't want the audio in that one, we don't need to get tricky in our types of videos and do all of that, since we're just trying to supply the content to our clients, okay? So then there's the volume. Again, turn it up. We don't want that, fade in, fade out. It's the same type of thing for before. Your border, I've never used a border. You want to get you a color border or something, you can put that on. But again, you don't want to be doing too much. Our focus is on the resort. That's what we're trying to showcase right now. We don't want to be too fancy, okay? And then you can crop the video. You can mirror it if you need to. If you want to flip it, you want to zoom in and zoom out, you can. Reverse, freeze, and then put it forward, which is a very tricky thing. I don't use any of those down there, but they're there if you would like to use them. If maybe you start doing these videos and you want to get more and more fancy schmancy, you can, okay? Because the opportunity is there for you. So that's what all the ones are down there at the bottom. So let's get back to making our video. So we have our music. We cut, here and there that we wanted to. Now we'll put in our transitions. If you see, where it's a white box and then there's a black plus sign in the middle, those are your transitions, okay? So I'm going to click it. You see it right there. I'm clicking it. Okay. And what you're going to do is choose whichever you want to do. Normally, I use dissolve. Dissolve is my favorite one, and it's showing you what it's going to look like going from one video to the next. Can you tell? They have black and white. You want to go like that. You can make it a blur. You can pixelate it. You can zoom in and out. Whoosh, that's cool. You can rotate it. Whoosh. They should do sound effects like I'm doing. Circle. They have all kinds of different ones that you can do, okay? And again, I normally just do dissolve, and every single one of mine is dissolve, so I click apply to all at the bottom. You can get a little fancy, and every different one you can do. So let's say apply to all. You can see now, look where those plus signs were. That's the sign for dissolve, okay? Let's watch it dissolve. Okay, so that's how it looks dissolving. Now say I want this one specifically just to be a rotate. So I'm gonna click for that one. So you see how now there's the rotate sign down there. And rotate, okay? Make sure no questions. Okay, so can't hear? You guys can't hear me? Or you can? Yes. Okay. All right, so we have our transitions now. And if you can see in between the videos, there's ones, but there's still over here, you see there's still just a plus, and then at the end there's a plus. Those are different because this is when the video starts, So that's different. We can choose any of these that we want. And then you can also choose how long you want it to be. So if you want it to be quick, that's quick. Or if you want it to be dramatic, long and dramatic, you can, okay? Or you don't have to have none. The first one, I normally don't have one because it's the beginning of the video. I just wanted to go ahead and start, okay? So now we have our music, we have our transitions, okay? And then the next step, you can do text over your video and then do your voiceover, or vice versa. Those are like the commutative property. It doesn't matter. Hopefully that was the right property. To where with like multiplication, whichever one you do first, it doesn't matter, okay? You just want to put that music over, and eventually when I do the voiceover, I'll show you and let you see why I'm saying that you should do the music first, okay? So let's act like we're going to do a text over it, just because it's right there. So that's right under the music note. Now we're right under, and we're clicking where it says that T over there. So on the left side, we have title. On the right side, we have title template. If you want to go from scratch and do whatever you want to do, you can click the T on the left side, and that way you can choose any of these. Bubble, you know, maybe you want the date. I don't know why we want the date because that doesn't really matter, but maybe you do. You can choose these different fonts or whatever. But to start off, I would say let's not do that. Unless you want to, but I would say start off with the template because it makes it easier. Look at these. These are just more formed to where all you have to do is change the word. So in the beginning, if maybe you want them to see your agency name, you want to do like this, and then I click it. Let's say flowers everywhere. That's our agency now. Okay, now it says it, and there it is. Okay, I typed it in, then I just click the check, and it's there. It's that green. And again, you know how when you're looking at a picture on your phone, you want to zoom in and you do that thingy with your two fingers and it zooms in? Well, when you do that here on our canvas, it zooms in more for you. You see, I'm doing that right now. You, of course, can't see my thumbs doing it, but me doing it zooms in to where now that looks bigger so I can actually be able to click it. Or I do vice versa if I want to shorten. It's not shorten the actual video. It's just what you're looking at, you know, so you can zoom in so you can actually see. Because of course we're doing this on our phone with our little fingers, our little thumbs. So we might need to zoom in so we can click stuff because you see how skinny that is. Maybe we're not, sorry. Maybe we're having a hard time clicking it so we can zoom in. So now we can see it and we can click it. Well, when we click it, here are our options. Again, you know, I have to stop in and let you know, don't get overwhelmed. Just sit back and let me explain everything because I know this is a lot. We're almost done actually. So now that we've clicked this, we have our option to edit it. The edit is for you to change the words. Okay, when you click edit right there, that first one, that's just, okay, maybe I want to say flowers everywhere all the time. And then I click that and I can change the words. Motion. That's to where we can make it do something silly coming in, going out, and while it's there. So right now you can see it's highlighted in animation. So it's how it's coming in. So that's how it's going to be when it first comes on the screen. That's how it's going to look. Maybe it's coming down. Maybe it scales like that. Maybe we want it to spin and come in. Okay, so I like the spin, so let's leave that. And again, you can choose how long you want your duration to be. If you want it to be quick, you want it to be longer. Okay. And then we click out animation. How do you want it to go out when it's time for it to leave? You want it to spin out. You want it to slide down. You want it to be revealed. So yeah, let me see. I think I want spin in and spin out. Okay. Then I have loop animation. This is what is it going to be doing while it's on the screen? Maybe I want it to blink. You see, that's what it would look like, coming in, spinning in, blinking, coming out. That's a lot on the eyes. I wouldn't do that. I like to do the heartbeat. Sometimes I like to breathe. I love to breathe. Okay. And there's different ones you can do. There's one, that's cool. And this is maybe at the beginning if you, again, you want to put your agency name, or if you want to put the resort name, And then it can float. I like the float. That's cool. I like the float. Let's use that. So then I just click the check and there it is. Okay, it's there. You see it has its own place on our canvas now. So let's watch. Okay, so maybe I'm like, they don't even have a lot of time to even read that. I need that to be longer. I'll click it again. And then I just drag it with how long I want it. I want it all the way to there. Okay, so then I'm not really sure why you can't hear the music right now. I think it's just, I'm not sure, but you should be able to hear the music, okay? And then it goes out. Maybe you wanted to say 2 times. Okay, so then we just click it. So that was the edit, motion, keyframe. I do not fool too much with. I don't know about that one. And then duplicate if maybe I want to have it at the beginning and at the end, and I don't feel like making it again. And I want it exactly like this one. I can duplicate. So then there's 2. And then I can click that one. You'll hold down on it. If you ever want to move anything, just hold your finger on it and then move it over. Hold it and then move it. Maybe I want it down here, okay? Then we have those 2 different ones and then it'll come back in. All right? So there's our text. We have our music, we have our text, we have our transitions. Everything is coming together. Now it is the moment of truth, my friends. It is time to record, okay? I'm going to be transparent. This is the most time consuming of this entire process. When you continue doing it, you will get quicker and you will be more confident in yourself. The first piece of advice I must give you is try not to record the entire thing at once. Okay, so again, remember we're clicking the music note and then we'll click record. We'll click that what color is that? That red button. And when you click it, it'll start. It's not gonna let me record because we're on here. It gives you a 3-second timer. So don't click it. You see 3, 2, 1. Oh, it is letting me record. Okay, so this is what it looks like while you're recording. And then when you want to stop, you click the stop. I would say do a couple of sentences at a time. Okay, you can always start and stop just how I did. Let me gather myself together so I don't get slurred. My words don't end up mushing together. I sound confident. And then I can go ahead, if I want to, I can go ahead and click it and it'll start right where it stopped. And then I'll keep talking. Da, 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 da. Hey guys, blah, blah, blah. Then click it again. Now, if you scroll over, you'll see that there's the second one you recorded and the first one. So say I'm like, I really do still like that first one. I want to leave it, but I want to delete the second one. So I can click delete. I go back over and then I start again. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then I'm like, I still don't like that. You know what? I don't even want to do that right now. I delete it. You can split it if you want to, and then you can determine the volume here. Okay. Say I don't want this. I delete that one. I only want to click the first. I only want to click. I'm so sorry. I only want to keep the first one. You'll click the check. There it is. You see how everything's coming together? We have our red. That's the recording. We have our purple. That's the music. And you come over and we have that like seafoam green, I would say it. That is our words, okay? Everything is coming together. Now, if I can click that video, the recording that I made, the voiceover, I can do the volume. Oh, it is letting me record. Okay, so I hate listening to myself, contrary to popular belief. But did you see how that just played back to me? And I'm gonna turn it down so I don't have to listen to myself. But you can, it looks like while you're how you want the sound, and then you can fade your voice in, you can fade your voice out, and then stop back to there. I would say yes. Okay, so there it is. If you want to move anything, you just click it, hold it down with your finger. Now let me do it, and then you move it. Okay. Maybe I want to start my words after. What I like to do is start talking a couple of seconds after the video. So I always start with the lobby. That's always the first thing that I try to show on my videos. And about 7 seconds in, I'll start talking, okay? So again, don't record the entire thing, because just imagine you're recording and then you're like, oh, I hate that. And then you have to delete the whole thing. Or you can split it and then just delete that portion. But the easiest way, of course, I want you guys to get straight to the end, to, you know, do this and then be done with it. I don't want you to have to spend a whole bunch of time creating these videos. They don't have to be time consuming to be effective. Okay. So you're record a little bit, then maybe I want to start the recording there. Remember that line, that vertical line that's going through our canvas is saying exactly where we are, okay? So maybe I started talking there and I want to start talking about right here. I'll click it, record. This young man was so nice to me. He took care of me, he took care of my guests, and he was just a very good vibe. I really enjoyed myself. And if you ever go here, I definitely suggest you look out for him and stop it, okay? Maybe I don't want to say that ending part about look out for him, so I can go when I play it. Vibe. I really enjoyed myself. And if you ever go here, stop here and I'll go back a little bit. I'll click split. You see right where it says split, and delete. Okay. Then I click check. Yes. Now it's there. Okay. Now, my friends, you're done. That is our video, okay? So we have our music, we have our smooth jazz playing. That's just the song that I wanted to do. I added in our transitions. I added in our words we want happening. Now at the end, just to let you know, they do this, the app just does this thing where it does this, where it says directed by. If you want to put your title there and you want to give yourself credit, I am all for it. I normally just delete that, you know. So then, and then of course, we click this plus, this white plus. How do we want it to fade out? Let's do a horror. Let's have it fade out like a movie is over. Okay, so then at the end, that's it. Now say I'm like, you know what? I do want to add that extra video that I don't have here right now. This check right here, this plus right there, you'll just click that and then you can go back and you can add those other videos. Maybe I want to add this one. So now that adds it at the end, okay? This again is at Breathless in Punta Cana. So maybe I don't want this whole thing. Maybe there's a part where she's just like sitting there. It's a lot of portion where the girl is just sitting there. So maybe I don't want that part. So I'll go right to where she goes up. I'll split it. And then I'll delete the second half. Okay. Now we have that. And since we did the apply to all for the transition before we added this video, we will have to go in and put our transition. Sorry, ignore the sound. It's just, oh, we didn't take the, because everything we did for those other videos, we're going to have to just quickly go through. Because if you look, the sound is playing. We said we didn't want any sound. So now that this video is selected, we just bring that back down. Okay, so then the video is not playing. We can go in and put our dissolve effect. And there we go. This is our entire video. We have our transitions. We have our music. We have our subtitles. Okay. So it's really about the main thing. The hardest part is figuring out what you want to say and when you want to say it. Okay. So that's why if you remember all the way back when I was saying to if you're able to have a site inspection and maybe she's saying some cool stuff while you guys are walking around, or excuse me, if you're walking around and maybe you find out something cool, like when I was at the Hyatt Zalara in Jamaica, I didn't find anywhere that said that you could add a butler to any room for an additional $100 a day. But she told me that when we were walking around. I didn't know that information. She told me that, and I said that in my voiceover, okay? And you want to make sure you're sounding fun, you're sounding, like you want to do this, okay? My voice is raspy a majority of my videos because I make my videos right when I come back from being out of the country, and my voice always goes away when I'm gone for some odd reason, because maybe I just party hardy, I don't know. But so when I come back, my voice is raspy, but I still record. One of the biggest things that you guys are going to have to get over, and I'm still trying to get over now is just being able to be accepting kind of yourself in a way, you know, because obviously I just told you guys, I don't like listening to myself talk. I'm going to have to listen to myself talk making this type of video. Some people maybe don't like taking pictures of themselves or being in front of the camera. This is a great opportunity. You don't have to be in front of the camera in these videos. And a lot of clients appreciate that. Yes, there are people who want to see you, and I definitely think you should show yourself sometimes, but there are also people who just want to see what they're putting those $1,000 of their $1,000 towards. They want to see this resort, okay? Oops. Oh, it went away. Why does it always do that? Well, I was done anyways, but I still want to show you how to save. We still got to save our content. We just did all that work. We want to make sure that we saved it. Okay, so let's go back over to here. So if you see in that top right corner, and just to let you know, whatever you do, it gets saved. So there is a save button up there that you can click. Actually, that's just saving it, and then it exits you out. Okay, but so you don't have to click that, because if I'm doing all this work in here and then I leave and go live my life and then come back, the last thing I did will be saved. Okay. So you don't have to continue to click that, but I understand wanting to just in case. I just have never used that button until just now. So next to that save button in your top right hand corner, you can see the arrow that's pointing up. That is what you're clicking to save. Click that. It comes up. I have never clicked anything of any of those things. All I click is export. Okay. You might know what some of these fancy smanchy things are, but I do not. And of course, I'm being honest with you guys and letting you know the things that I use and I don't use, because you don't really need to click any of these things, I would believe. So, and then you just click export and it'll say, please do not lock the screen or leave the app. So we got to leave it just like that. Probably just going to take a second just because we are on here, and it goes directly to your camera roll. When this is done, it goes directly to your camera roll. So if you have an iPhone, you can airdrop it to your computer, save it on there. You can save it to iCloud. You can save it to Google Drive. You can, from here, you can actually export it straight to YouTube, but it doesn't allow you to edit it. If you've ever uploaded a video to YouTube, you know, you edit it in a sense of the title, you put the title, you put the description, if you want to put any ads in there, all of those type of things, it does not have you do. Oh, and adding a, what are those things called? Your picture when you're in YouTube. Why is it good? Thumbnail. Your thumbnail, you don't get to choose all of that if you go straight from the VN app and go directly to YouTube. But you can upload it directly to YouTube and then go into YouTube and change everything around if you like, if that makes sense. Okay. I want to exit out of that so we don't have to sit and wait for that. Okay. All right. Woo. Talk about a crash course, huh? All right. So what I'm going to do is now, hopefully, if you guys have any questions, you will be able to ask them straight in the chat. If not, then we can have people come off mute. But that's really all I have. Now, I do want to let you guys know that I have two books that I have created. Okay. Can you mix photos and videos? You sure can. Yes, you can. Just how we click that button and we click the videos, you can click over and you can put photos also. Okay. So the nuggets that I want, can you share this? Yes, you can. Just download. Once you save it to your camera roll, you can do whatever you want to. You can do whatever. You can upload it to Facebook. You can upload it to Instagram. You can upload it to TikTok. You can email it to people. You can text it to people. Just know the longer it is, sometimes you can't do those things. Remember, like when you email, I think it has to be a certain size. When you upload, and remember on Facebook, it kind of distorts the videos just a tad, but you can still upload it. Okay. I have a book that I created for you guys, for you to be, it gives the step-by-step how I just did it. Okay. It is a step-by-step of what I just went through. And also there's a cheat sheet for you to have, to where if you want to screenshot that cheat sheet for, you know, before you're leaving, making sure you have those types of things. So then you'll have this video, you'll have the book, you'll be able to conquer the world. Okay. So so then that way you'll be able to sit, you'll be able to figure it all out on your own time. And if not, you know, I'm always available for you to, I can send you my Calendly link, and we can get on Zoom and we can do this together. We can do this together. I would love it. I would love to create relationships with people. Like, I love doing this, okay? Making these videos. I'm a teacher at heart. That's what I went to school for. I love doing this, okay? So there's the book for you that shows the step-by-step in the app. I mean, I screenshotted them and everything, okay? How long are my videos? That kind of depend. I still haven't really found a sweet spot yet. It really just depends. I would say it just kind of depends on what you're trying to do with the video, okay, on how long it should be. So if you're trying to maybe put it on Instagram, you might not want it to be too long. But also Instagram has now, like, they have IGTV. So if you want to upload these videos to those, and those can be long, you know, just as long as they're informative, people will watch, you know. So as long as you're sharing information and your footage is good, and if your footage isn't perfect, if your speech, your voiceover is not perfect, that's okay. It's the combination of them together that creates the beauty, okay? Putting them two together to be able to give your client as if they were walking around. That's why for the people who joined us a little later, we're walking around like this. That's right above my face. So that it's almost like this person is walking and they're going with me, you know? And I mean, try to hold it like this. I like this. I like, you know, you want to try to hold it as firm as you can. And like I said, they have utensils, they have things for you that you can purchase to put it in there. And so you can hold, so it won't be wobbly if, you know, maybe your hand isn't the shakiest. You can type words instead of talking. Yes, you can. This specific thing that I'm doing is doing the voiceover. The people enjoy the voiceover. That's why I do it so much. They really like you being able to explain things, you know? So I would say, if you can, I understand not wanting to hear your voice, even the time, but then it's like you're sitting and typing everything, and then you're just having the music playing and looking at the people who are doing what I am doing on YouTube. When you just have the footage and then nothing, and if you have the words, you're gonna have having the words over and have the video might be too much, in a sense where they're not really paying too much attention to the resort because they're reading, if that makes sense. Can you go over how to get the book? Yes. Your audio went out. Yes, I didn't even say it yet, but I was answering questions. So I hadn't even said how. And there's actually two books. There's a how-to and there's a what-to, okay? There's a how-to, that's how-to, that's everything we just did today. That is directly, this is what this button is for. And this time, since it's not on here, I actually, you know, the way that I created the book, I have arrows pointing. This button right here, this button right there, this button right here. And it's, I mean, step by step. And there's also the cheat sheet. So there's actually, and I'll put the link in the chat. And I also send out an email to people, because there's the how-to, which is, again, like I said, was that everything we just went over. And then there's the what-to. There's that book, I didn't really go into detail of the things that is on there, because this is all about, like, literally the mechanics of making the video. But that book, there's 7 steps to get your mind right for when you're about to go. Okay, so what are the things I'm recording? When am I recording? What am I going to do with these videos? What am I doing while I'm there? Because you want to get your mindset right, because we just can't go back. We can't just say, oh my gosh, I got 2 videos and now I got somebody who wants to have a wedding here. I wish I would have recorded while I was gone, while I was there, so I could show them how great this video is. I'm so sad that I didn't record all that. So that's why you want to get as much content as you want. You want to have your mindset right. I have, like, this next time, I've done this each time, and I'm at the place now to where when I go, anywhere I go, I feel like I will be able to showcase, I will be able to sell to my clients, okay? So it's just getting your mindset right for what you're doing while you're there. Of course, you're going to relax and you're going to have fun because we want you to have fun, because in these videos and the content you're having, you want it to look like you're having fun. That you want it to be fun. So of course, this is not just you walking around recording the whole time you're at the resort. No, we know that's not happening. But you want to be able to enjoy yourself, okay? So then they can see you enjoying yourself, because we are the product of the product. That is the number one thing that I live by, okay? That is the number one thing that I live by. The number one thing that I live by as a travel agent. People like to travel most when they see me traveling, okay? So you just want to make sure that you're having fun and you're having a good time. So there's the what to and there's the how to. And there right now, you can get them bundled together, okay? And then there's always time for us to be able to go and hop on Zoom together. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now that you can go and you can go see and get a little bit more of an explanation of what the books are. So then you can know if that's something that you wanna do, okay? Let me get that link. And then while I'm doing that, if anybody has any other questions that you wanted to shoot into the box for me to answer, I sure will take care of that for you. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to see before I let you go. I was so nervous I was going to hold you guys all weekend. I mean, like 24 hours. And look, we are just a little bit over an hour. I'm so happy. Okay. There's no start over button. Figure out where you stand with storage before you leave. There's no limit to the places that you can record. Okay. Other than if they say you can't record. Like I know one of my agents is on the Voyager's cruise right now. And she said on the top level, I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but it is a topless. This is the first adults only cruise ship. Okay. And at the top, you can be topless. And they said you cannot record. And I said, well, obviously you don't want to record that. But I told her, I said, what you can do is see if you can go up there before they open it up, like early in the morning, and just show it when nobody is there. So then in your voiceover, you'll talk about that, okay? You'll talk about you'll talk about that. All right. So yes, you'll say like, ooh, you can come up here and feel the breeze on your top with no top on or something, you know, whatever you want to say. So yes. There's any other questions? If not, hopefully this is the beginning of a new, fresh relationship with you and I individually. I am the type of person who I'm very passionate. I don't know if you could tell from this video, but I'm very passionate. So I am here. This is your new travel agent friend. You aren't getting rid of me. If you want me to go, I'll go, I guess. But it's easy, guys. I promise it's easy. The most time-consuming part is doing the recording and writing the script, okay? And that is almost like when we tell our clients and they're going to a resort, obviously the first day and the last day are going to be extremely long. You're going to be on the flights and in the airport majority of the time. That's something that you can't really get around. Like with the voiceover, is just once you have your mind right, it'll be a breeze and you'll get faster and faster, okay? So if there are no other questions, thank you for giving me the time and trusting me and giving me an hour. Now, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. Do you write your text? Yes, I do. I write mine out in my notebook. What I'm going to say. Sometimes I say something a little different than what I write. I don't write word for word, but I write the things that I need to make sure that I say. Okay. All right, Natasha says she's going to be in touch. You guys enjoy the rest of your day today, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for your time. And you guys just enjoy yourselves. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye, guys.